So today we're going to talk about some brand new research on an AI with, frankly, absolutely mind-blowing medical skills. And look, this isn't some small incremental improvement we're talking about. This is a potential leap that could completely change how we solve the most complex medical puzzles. Let's dive right in.
So get this, what if an AI could not only diagnose really challenging medical cases 4 times more accurately than an experienced doctor, but it could also do it for less money? Sounds impossible, right? Well, that is the incredible claim we're digging into today, and it all starts with understanding what makes diagnosis so hard in the first place. You see, figuring out what's wrong with a patient isn't like a multiple-choice quiz where you're just handed all the information at once. No way. It's way more like a detective story. A doctor starts with just one clue, and from there, they have to figure out all the right questions to ask, all the right tests to order, just to unravel the mystery. And this is the classic process, right? It's all sequential, it happens in steps. You get a clue, you start asking questions, you come up with a few likely suspects, what doctors call a differential diagnosis, and then you order tests to start crossing those suspects off the list. You just keep repeating that loop until you've solved the case. And that right there, that's the huge problem with how we used to test medical AIs. They were basically given an open book quiz. All the patient info, all at once. That's not realistic. It doesn't test the AI's real skill, its ability to think like a detective and figure out which thread to pull next.
So to really see what these AIs could do, to really put them through their paces, researchers needed to build a much better testing arena, and one that actually felt like the messy, uncertain, step-by-step process of real-world medicine.
And that is exactly what they built. It's called the Sequential Diagnosis Benchmark, or SDBench for short. What they did was they took 304 of the absolute toughest medical cases, the kind published in the New England Journal of Medicine, and turned them into these cool interactive simulations. Here's how the simulation works. You've got 3 main players. First, there's a gatekeeper. It has all the patient's info, but it only gives you a piece if you ask for it specifically. Then you've got the diagnostic agent. That's our detective, who can be a real human doctor or an AI. And finally, there's a judge, who impartially scores the final diagnosis to see if it was right. All right, so the stage is set, the arena is built. It was time for the first big showdown. A team of 21 experienced doctors went head-to-head with some of the most advanced, off-the-shelf AI models out there.
And the results? Well, they were pretty surprising, to say the least. The human doctors, who had about 12 years of experience on average, solved these incredibly tough cases with about 20% accuracy. A standard AI like GPT-4o more than doubled that, hitting 49% accuracy. And it even did it for a little less money.
But hold on. Then you have the most accurate standard AI. It got an incredible 78.6% accuracy, which is amazing, but look at that cost. Whoa, nearly $8,000 per case? It basically got the right answer by just ordering every expensive test under the sun. This is that classic tug of war between accuracy and cost. Okay, so this is where our new contender enters the story. And it's not just another powerful model, it's a completely new system for thinking. Its name is the MAI Diagnostic Orchestrator, or MAI-DXO.
Now, the secret sauce here, the crucial difference, is that MyDXO doesn't just think by itself, it actually orchestrates a conversation in its own head, simulating an entire panel of specialist doctors all collaborating together on the very same case. And this virtual panel is incredible. You've got Dr. Hypothesis, who's always ranking the most likely diseases. There's Dr. Test Chooser, picking the best tests. My personal favorite is Dr. Challenger, whose entire job is to play devil's advocate and poke holes in the leading theory to avoid bias. Then you have Dr. Stewardship watching the budget, and Dr. Checklist making sure nothing gets missed. It's a structured, internal debate. So the big question is, how did this virtual panel of AI doctors actually do against the real doctors and the other AIs? Well, honestly, the results were nothing short of a breakthrough.
4 times! MyDXO achieved a diagnostic accuracy 4 times higher than the experienced human physicians. Let that sink in. That's not just a little better. That is a massive, massive leap forward. This table right here, it tells the whole story, and it is a stunner. The physicians got 20% accuracy for about $3,000. The best standard AI hit nearly 79% accuracy, but it cost almost $8,000. And then you have MAI-DXO. It just barely edged out the best AI on accuracy, hitting 80%, while slashing the cost by over 70%. It even came in cheaper than the human doctors.
It's the best of both worlds. So how on earth is this possible? It's not just about ordering tests. It's about asking smarter questions before you order tests. For example, in one case involving hand sanitizer poisoning, the standard AI got tunnel vision on the wrong idea and wasted over $3,400 on useless tests. MAI Dexo, because of its internal debate, just asked about possible toxin exposure, got the right info, and confirmed the diagnosis for less than $800.
And get this orchestration method isn't a one-trick pony. The researchers found that when they applied this MAI DXO framework on top of any of the big AI models, GPT, Gemini, Claude, it consistently made them better. It's a smarter way of thinking that makes every AI a better diagnostician.
Okay, so let's zoom out. What does all of this really mean for the future of medicine? What are the real-world implications of having an AI that can perform at this, well, superhuman level?
You know, the research paper itself puts it perfectly. Human doctors usually have to choose. You can be a generalist with broad knowledge, or you can be a specialist with incredibly deep knowledge in one narrow field. This AI, it does both. It has the massive range of a generalist, but it combines that with the deep expert knowledge of multiple specialists, all at the same time.
The potential here is just enormous. Think about it. This kind of technology could be an unbelievable assistant for doctors, bringing world-class specialist knowledge into any clinic anywhere on the planet. It could help cut down on misdiagnosis and make healthcare way more efficient and affordable, especially in places that need it the most.
And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating, kind of mind-bending final question. Given that this AI performs like a whole team of specialists all working together, maybe comparing it to a single doctor just isn't the right comparison anymore. Maybe we should be comparing it to the collective brain power of an entire hospital. It's a total paradigm shift that could redefine everything we expect from AI in medicine.